So, spoiler review for the Lighthouse.
Tell me, what's a timberman want with being a wiki?
Just looking to earn a living, just like any man.
If you haven't seen the Lighthouse, go see it. It is worth your money. If you like weird, disturbing, optical, tentacle porn and black and white movies and people who talk like pirates. So, Robert Eggers made this movie. And he made The Witch. The Witch is in my top 5 all-time favorite movies. It is dark. The dialogue is crazy. It took me 3 times to fully understand it. The performances are out of this world. And the ending is one of the coolest endings to a movie I've ever seen. So this movie, when it was coming out, I was super hyped. I thought he was going to make Nosferatu. He was supposed to make one of those movies, but that fell through. But I saw the trailer for this movie, and I was like, yes. So this movie, the aspect ratio in this movie, if you saw it, obviously, I thought that was very cool. I thought it was cool that it was, I think it was called 16:9. It's square. The black and white works far to the benefit of this movie. I loved how it looked every scene. There are so many iconic looking images in this movie. Like, I picture years from now, people will be pointing to this movie, talking about the shots in it. There's a shot where Willem Dafoe is getting buried alive. That shot where he's getting buried alive is so cool looking. I wanted it as a painting in my living room. Willem Dafoe covered in dirt, and his his open up outfit. Oh my god, it's funny. I love the performances in this movie. I think Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe deserve the Oscars for this, but they both should be they're competing for lead. I know one of them's gonna get stuck in supporting because they want both of them to win, and I want Joaquin Phoenix to win for Joker. But if
let me go, let me go, let me go.
How long have we been on this rock?
that monologue, they both had their moments where, the director's like, I'm going to show how powerhouse these actors are. And Willem Dafoe has a monologue that's like 2 minutes long. I swear, it lasted forever. And at the end of it, he howls like a wolf. That part that monologue he delivers to Robert Pattinson is so good. And the camera angle, it goes around him and it shoots up from an upper point of view, so it looks like his eyes are crazy and you see the shadows of his face. So good. The black and white really works well for these things, how the lighting is used in this movie. And the lighting is really used to highlight just their facial movements. Basically just their acting. Everything else dissipates around them. And it's just them, center screen, 100% the focus, and it works so well to show their acting. The story, I thought the story was very entertaining. It's almost exactly what I thought it was going to be. Them going crazy with each other in the lighthouse rock. I loved when they mentioned he's going to get off in 4 weeks. As soon as that happened, I was like, you're not getting off in 4 weeks. The pacing of this movie is my only problem. I think the movie is paced not the best because a lot of it gets very repetitive. And it's supposed to be like, this is how insanity happens. These guys are stuck doing the same things all the time. He's constantly working and getting yelled at and being called a dog. And then they're stuck together and they can't stand each other, but all they have is one another. So they like force themselves to get drunk and get along. But they keep doing that over and over again. And it's always entertaining. But it makes this feel like a 3-hour movie. It's a long feeling movie. I really felt it. Even though it's an hour and 50 minutes, I was just like, when's it going to end? At a point. And there was a lot of points where I thought it was going to end. The way the shots were cut, I was just like, but I couldn't tell where the arc of the movie was. I was like, all right, is it nearing the end? Is it halfway through it? I can't tell anymore. I really liked the accents they used. Robert Pattinson's accent was very interesting. Willem Dafoe had the greatest pirate accent. He reminded me of the dude from Jaws. What's his name? I can't remember. The guy who... The fucking... Quincy, is it? The boat captain. I love his look. The costume detail was great. Everything in this movie felt like the time period it was in. I want to take this movie to another time period. You could take this movie to any time period. Take this back to the 1930s, and they won't freak out. It's like if I took Transformers back to the 1930s, they'd be like, "What is this magic?" But they could watch this movie, and this would be the greatest movie they ever seen, and it looked like it came straight out of the year that they're in. They're like, it's 1920, and we made this movie about 1890. They feel like they've seen. They won't freak out about it. This is exactly the type of movies that they made. The ending of this movie is going to have a lot of speculation videos. My theory about the ending, because this movie has a lot of imagery that's like the freaking Roman gods or Greek gods, whatever. It's like Poseidon imagery is a shot that is the coolest shot ever, where Robert Pattinson has a tentacle wrapped around his neck as he's over Willem Dafoe and he's beating him up. That shot was so cool. And there's another shot where Robert Pattinson's on his knee and Willem Dafoe is naked for some reason, and he has light coming out of his eyes. So I feel like it's like a man versus Greek god mythos going on. The ending, when he makes it to the lighthouse finally, and he like pulls back the glass or it opens for him, I knew they weren't going to show what's inside of it. No movie does that. Like all movies where you have this mysterious item and you have to open it and see what's inside, they never show what's inside. So he looks through it, light shines, you blow your eardrums out with the sound that happens, and then you see the shot of him laying on the beach naked getting eaten by seagulls. I feel that when he looked into the glass, that's what he saw. I feel like the very final shot in the movie is just what he saw when he looked into the light in the lighthouse. Is him getting eaten by seagulls. I feel like he felt it too. That's why he was screaming. And then he fell down the stairs. I also feel like one of the points of the movie is Willem Dafoe's character, who's been there for 13 years, he says 13 Christmases, was like Robert Pattinson. He was a guy who came there as an employee. The previous owner was crazy. He ended up killing him after being stuck with him because no one's going to pick them back up. And then he became who he is now. And then Robert Pattinson's the next guy. I feel like it's an endless cycle with this place. Whoever goes to work there ends up stuck there. Killing the previous lighthouse owner becomes the new lighthouse owner. And then another guy who has to be their freaking worker boy shows up there. And then one day he's going to go crazy when he's trapped there and be the next lighthouse keeper. I feel like it's an endless cycle. It's like the Bermuda Triangle of lighthouse places. You drop someone off and they never come back for you. So I feel like that was one of the points of the movie. Overall, I would give this movie an A+. I thought it looked good. It sounded good. The cinematography is good. Robert Pattinson killing a seagull by breaking its neck and then smashing it down like the freaking ape from 2001: A Space Odyssey was something I needed to see in my life. And the ending was cool. Robert Eggers knows how to end the movie. So, and I feel like not everyone's going to like this ending. Not everyone liked the witch ending. I love the witch ending. And I love this ending. The witch ending I loved way more. But this is a cool, interesting movie. Very entertaining. And a lot of levity and funny parts to it. It's weird and it's unforgettable. Even if you hate it, it's unforgettable. You haven't seen a movie like this. So, great movie. You should go see it.
Why, just spill your beans.